Is this thing even? Hey! What up, YouTube? YouTube! So today's a very, very important, cool video. It's a milestone alert. Milestone alert. This is a quick little video to let you guys know something big is on the way, just for you 50. And I mean everyone else who wants to watch, who wants to come along. Yeah. I don't know how I can thank you guys. I mean, I can't think of a way. I mean, if you guys... Ha! Psych! You guys thought. Not today. Nay, not today. Shout out to Kirby's the boss. So let me do my 50 subscribers shimmy dance. I got a special guest for you guys. So I brought the boy Kami here.
What? No.
Yo, so I can't bring Kami without an air drum session. I'm gonna be telling you guys a story. It's pretty crazy, and it's the time where I got drugged. I was 18 or 19 at the time, and I was working. I was working at Old Navy, and I worked at a retail. So shout out to all you retailers out there. I know the pain. I know the struggle. It was a Black Friday. Y'all know Black Friday now, and then on Black Friday, no more. Black Friday was Thanksgiving night, so it was like a Thursday night, and they called me into work. But your boy was sick. Before I even left to work, my shift started at 9 p.m. and I had to get out like at 7 a.m. So it was like a crazy shift. And before, you know, my parents, my whole family, the whole gathering, they're like, you know, eat something before you leave. I'm like, nah, I'm too sick. I don't really feel like eating anything right now. I was bummed out, didn't want to go to work. I was like coughing and with the cold and like a little bit of fever. It was bad. Before I left, my mom gave me, well, a friend of my mom gave me 2 Advils, like this big, like the liquid gel Advils, like they're like this big. I took them, you know, on an empty stomach. I don't think that was such a good idea. And I go to work, and I begin to work, right? I'm folding my clothes, I'm feeling kind of sick, don't really want to be here, but whatever. Until finally, it's like around maybe 12 p.m. I get my break. I go to the break room. There's like a potluck, you know, all the employees brought food, and I'm like, man, I really want to eat, but I'm sick, you know. All of a sudden, this coworker of mine in the break room, and she comes up to me, and she goes,
hey, Santi, try this chocolate.
And she like almost shoves it in my mouth, and I'm like, yo, chill, you know, personal space, like, don't get so close, like, I'll try, but okay. So I go and I take it from her. The wrapper is kind of a weird wrapper, and I take it and I go and I eat it, and she's like,
what does it taste like?
And I'm like, it tastes like chocolate, like dark chocolate, you know. I had like a hint of dark chocolate, and she's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. My break ended, and then I'm going back to work. I'm folding clothes, right? Doing my thing, you know. And this customer comes up to me, right? And she goes,
hey, yeah, can you help me find this thing for my daughter?
Yeah, no problem. Well, what exactly are you looking for?
Well, look, I'm looking for this.
And I'm like listening. I'm like, okay, When all of a sudden, something like hits me, like not physically, but like it hits me. And then this woman's like talking to me in the background, and I'm like,
whoa.
Like I got drugged. I didn't know how. I didn't even know I was drugged at that moment. But I began to see everything kind of like in slow motion. I would turn my head, and I don't know if you guys remember, like back then in the PCs, you can put like in the mouse a setting where you can have like a little trail on the mouse. So like the mouse would move, and there's like little things following it. Well, that's how I began to see everything. I'm like, whoa, I feel like everything slowed down. All of a sudden, the lady was like,
hello, yes, can you help me?
And I'm like,
whoa, what is this? Why am I seeing everything so like loopy?
So she got annoyed and she's like,
whatever, you know, find someone else.
I'm just like, I can hear her somewhere in the background, but I'm just like in my world right now, like,
whoa.
When all of a sudden I feel like I'm falling asleep, I'm leaving, you know, and I'm like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna faint, you know. I've been working for a long time, I haven't eaten anything, I'm sick, I'm gonna go look for a manager somewhere. I was all the way at the back of the store, and I had to go all the way to the front, and so I'm walking right to the front of the store, when all of a sudden I'm going up the aisle, you know, and all of a sudden I see this couple pass by to my left and an old man to my right, and I'm like, I'm walking, and then they pass me. When all of a sudden 2 seconds later, I see the same couple and the same old man pass by me, and I'm like, I could have sworn I just passed these people, and I look again, and I keep on looking, and I'm like, why do these people keep on passing me, you know? Like 10 times I see these same couple pass by me. I'm like, and then I'm like, what? 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 Why are they passing me? It's like the 10th time they passed me. I'm like, I'm not going crazy, am I? Mind you, I didn't know I was drugged. I had no clue I was drugged. I'm just folding clothes one time, and then all of a sudden I see everything slow motion. Everything is loopy. I see like everything's repeating itself. Like, try to put yourself in my shoes. I was like, yo, I'm going crazy. From the back of the store to the front, it doesn't take you more than a minute. I kid you not. I felt like it was 10 minutes. I'm walking from the back to the front. I'm like walking. I'm like, why don't I, get to the front of the store? It's been like 10 freaking minutes, and I've seen these people pass me like 10 freaking times. Why am I not getting to the front of the store? Some reliable sources told me that from afar, they saw me walking in place. So your boy was doing this. So apparently I was walking in place for like 10 minutes, but I could have sworn I was walking the whole time. I started freaking out, I'm a little bit anxious sometimes, and then I began to touch my face and touch my arms, and I couldn't feel my arms. So I'm like, why can't I feel my arms? I touched my face, I touched myself, and I can't feel anything. And that's when I started to freak out a little bit. I'm like, okay, now something's wrong with me. I even began to think, I'm like, what if I'm in a dream?
Like, whoa, what if this is a dream? What if this is not real?
Like, my mind started going everywhere. So I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, what if I'm dreaming? What if this isn't real? What is reality even? Mind you, my mouth was hella dry. Like, I don't even know, but my mouth was like my tongue was like dying. And I'm like, why am I so thirsty? And whatever, I finally find somebody, and then I go and I look at him, and I'm already freaking out, and I stop him. I put my hand on his shoulder really hard. I'm like, bro, yo, what happened? I'm like, dude, I don't know, man, I'm feeling kind of weird. He's like, what happened, man? And I'm like, no, man, and the first thing that came out of my mouth was like,
I don't know what reality is. I don't know what reality is.
And that boy was like, boy, you been smoking? He didn't say that, but that boy was like, what the hell's wrong with this kid? And he's like, do you suffer from like anxiety or something like that? Or do you have anxiety attacks? I'm like, not that I know of. And no. And I'm like, this guy is like, no, we're not going anywhere with our conversation. So I'm like, dang it, you don't understand me. I just leave him. I was so freaked out. I'm like, whatever. I can go on to the next person I can find. Finally find the manager. Blanca, I need your help. I don't feel well. I'm scared. And she's like, what happened, Santi? What happened? And I'm like, I don't know what reality is. It's the first thing that can come to my mind. And she's like talking to me, but I don't know what. I feel like my head is like in a box. And so I'm talking, but all I can hear from her is like, whoa, 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 whoa. My head is boxed in. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yo, these people probably think I'm some psychotic, like, weirdo. And I'm like, what are you saying? What are you saying? And she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm like, what are you saying? Until finally, I'm like, this girl's not gonna help me. So I'm already freaking out because I can't hear well. I can't feel my skin. I'm like hallucinating. I feel like everything's just moving around me. Like everything's like slow motion and everything. People are repeating themselves. I don't know. It was a weird sensation. Mind you, this is Black Friday, so you can imagine the amount of customers there's entering. Your boy goes to the front of the store, where everybody is passing. I begin to pray out to God. This is what I do. Pretend this is the entrance of Old Navy right here, and I get on this is the floor, and I do this, and I kneel down in the entrance of Old Navy. I'm like this. God help me, please, Jesus, I don't know what's going on. I was freaking out. I'm like, God, take me out of this. This is the entrance of Old Navy on a Black Friday. So you can imagine the customers, as I'm kneeling down praying, the customers are in the entrance walking by, and they're like this. What the heck? They're walking around me and just staring at me. And I'm just praying there. I'm crying out to Jesus, get me out of this. I don't know what the heck is going on. Well, Blanca sees me from afar. She goes to pick me up. She's like, okay, this guy's freaking out. Oh yeah, because I left her because I'm like, this girl's not understanding me either. And she goes and she picks me up, takes me to the break room. The break room is kind of like in the back of the store. And she takes me, she sits next to me, she's like, Santiago, are you alright? What's going on? Are you feeling sick? Do you suffer from anxiety attacks or something like that? And I'm like, like I said, I don't know. I don't think so. No, I've never had an anxiety attack. I mean, I am a little bit of an anxious person, you know. Sometimes I get a little bit of anxiety, but I don't have anxiety attacks. But what happened? I'm like, once again, I don't know what reality is. My manager was looking at me like, boy, get that fumate. What'd you smoke, bro? And obviously, I had no idea that I was drugged in that time. Until whatever, she tried to get the best out of me, but she couldn't. So she left to like call the paramedics or something. Until my friend Lewis, my boy Lewis, he comes into the break room and then he says, "Dude, are you okay?" And I'm like, Lewis is my friend from church, and he was one of my coworkers too. And he sees me and he's like, "Dude, you okay, dude?" And I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what's going on with me, man. This is what's happening to me again. I don't know what reality is. I'm freaking out, you know." Oh, and so I got so anxious, so nervous that I would get up and I would pray. I would pray in the break room, and I would put my head against the wall, and I'd be like, "God," out loud, you know. I didn't care who was in the break room, who was around. I was just crying, "God, please get me out of this. Get me out of this. I don't know what's going on." Until finally, you know, Lewis came and he's like, "Dude, you okay, man?" And he was the one who finally understood me. You know, he understood me. He's like, "Yo, something's wrong with Santi. Because Santi does not act like this. You know, he's a normal dude. I mean, yes, he is weird, but this is not his normal attitude." I'm like, "Yo, Lewis, can I hold your hand?" And he's like, yeah, sure, dude. And I go and I grab his hand and I interlace it. He kind of left for a while, and then my other coworker Amanda, which is shout out to you, Amanda, too. She saw me and she was with me, and she's like, "Santi, are you okay?" And she's like, you know, petting me, like, "Everything's gonna be okay." And I'm like, "Thank you, you know, thank you." And then I go, "Can I put my head on your shoulder?" And I put my head on her shoulder because I needed to be like comforted or something. Lewis comes back in, and I was just again so hot that I'm like, "Lewis, can I take off my shirt? It's like really hot." And so and he's like, "Yeah, sure." So your boy takes off his shirt, and then I go, "Lewis," I'm like asking permission for everything, and especially Lewis. I'm like, "Lewis, dude, is it okay if there's a table in the break room, a table where, you know, we eat our lunch and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Lewis, can I lay on the table?" You know, like that. "Yeah, man, go ahead," or whatever. So I lay on the table, and I'm like, "Wow, this feels way better." You know, I'm like, I don't know why, like, laying down I feel better. All right, let me put my shirt back on. And so I lay on the table until the paramedics come in. They make me sit upright, and they're like, "What's wrong?" You know, they take my blood pressure. I'm like, I don't even know what they're doing. When they finally come, I'm like, "All right, put me an oxygen mask. I'm ready." They don't put me an oxygen mask, but they do take my blood pressure. They take everything. Oh wait, backtrack. Before the paramedics came, I was with Lewis, and this girl, the girl who gave me the chocolate, she comes into the break room, and I noticed that she comes in and she sees me without a shirt lying on the table. Lewis is there holding my hand. She goes,
No. No, 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 no.
Lewis was like, What happened? And he's like,
"Oh man, no, it's that I gave him a weed chocolate."
and Lewis was like, "Are you stupid? Why would you do that? Santi has never done any drugs in his entire life, and how would you give him a weed chocolate without him knowing?"
Like, "I thought he knew. I showed him the wrapper."
And I'm listening to all this, and I'm like, the wrapper? It did look like a weird wrapper. Look at the wrapper, it wasn't like your typical Snickers or stuff like that. I looked at the wrapper, and she was like Peruvian. So I figured it was like some Peruvian chocolate or something like that, you know? That Peruvian chocolate. And I'm like, okay, it's probably a chocolate from her country, you know? This is a Thanksgiving potluck. They're bringing stuff from their countries, you know? But I'm like, the thing, I'm like, what is she talking about? She never told me anything. And then she's like,
Please, the paramedics are coming. Don't tell anybody, or I'm gonna lose my job."
I turned to Lewis, and I'm like, "Yo, tell them everything." The paramedics come, back to the story, and they're asking me a question. I'm like, I don't know what reality is, once again. And they're like, and I'm like, I can't feel my skin, I can't feel my stuff. And then they're like,
"Okay, slap yourself."
and I slap myself. And then they're like,
"Did you feel that?"
and I kind of did. I kind of did feel that. And then I go, yeah, I felt it. See from a distance,
Like, "Oh really? Slap yourself again."
like, and I slap myself again. And then they're like laughing good. And then I see them laughing. So I'm like, all right, paramedics, you know, they are responsible people. You know, they save lives. They're reliable people. And if I see them laughing, I'm freaking out. And if I see them laughing, I thought, okay, something is okay. If they're laughing, they're not going like,
Clear.
so. And what's my reaction? I see them laughing, they're like pointing at me, and I'm like, and I'm slapping myself. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And then they just keep on laughing at me until they say, you know what, we can't take this guy because this guy's like fine, you know. So and Lewis was there with me. I'm like, Lewis, I don't know what to do, man. I wanted them to take me, honestly, put some oxygen on me or something. Just can you call my mom? I couldn't even dial my phone or anything. Lewis called my mom and they passed it to me. I'm like, Mommy, this and this and this has happened to me. I don't know. I think I overheard they drugged me and stuff like that. My mom was like, ¿Qué? You know, she was like freaking out. ¿Qué pasó? We're going there. Vamos para allá. Please come. And she stayed on the line. She started to pray through the phone over me. And I'm like, in the name of Jesus, any spiritual attack, any spiritual warfare that's going on in Santi's life. And I'm like, you know, amen, amen, amen. You know, all of a sudden, she begins to speak in tongues. You know, she's like, I'm like, amen. Like, I was like, okay, what's happening? Like, I've heard people speak in tongues, but your boy was still drugged. And I'm like, that's it. Now I'm going insane. Like, she's like, shut up. And I'm like,
no, stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're freaking me out.
you know, I was already anxious and I was already scared and worried and everything. And I was under the influence of something. And now she's speaking in tongues. I'm like, now I'm going insane. I'm like, mommy, stop. And I hung up the phone until they finally came to Old Navy. And my parents take me home. Mind you, I still don't have a shirt. So I walk out of the break room without a shirt. And then I started to feel cold. Out of the break room and to the mall and into the shop, into the store and out of the mall, I begin to get cold. So I'm like walking, like holding my mom's hand and stuff like that. And next to me there was like a table, a men's table, with some shirts on them. You know, there were shirts and stuff like that. So I'm like walking and I see it and I grab it and I just like put it on and I just walk out without paying it. Like I was just out of it. I'm like, put it on. I just left. They take me home. I go to sleep. I take off my contacts. I go to sleep and then I wake up the next day and then I'm like,
whoa, dang, that was a crazy ass dream I just had.
I'm like, oh, thank God that was a dream because I made a fool out of myself. And I go and I look down to my shirt and I'm like, and it was a shirt I had taken from Old Navy. I had the tag and everything. I'm like, crap. It was not a dream. I could have sworn it was a dream when I woke up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story how I got drugged. Hope you guys enjoyed that story. Moral of the story, don't take anything from anybody. Thank God, and by the glory and the grace of God, nothing else happened to me. Worse things could have happened to me. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for the following weeks because so many cool projects are going to be coming. I have 3 videos that I'm pretty excited for. So please stay tuned because they're going to be really, really good videos. They're going to be one of the best videos I'm going to be shooting. So stay tuned. And I enjoy doing all these things and I hope you guys enjoy it too. So your boy Outie, ow! Your boy Outie and a Boutie.